Hi everyone, Brian Gomez here, founder of the Inner Black Sheep LLC, and I want to welcome you to Series 2 of our programs or recordings that I'm doing. And if you can tell by the title, it's changed. I talked about focusing on a deeper dive into the 3 A's of discovery, which is apprehend, acknowledge, and accept. This morning I actually made the decision to kind of change up what I was going to do and really more focus on balance. I'm constantly disciplining myself when it comes to balancing and ensuring that I'm really tackling all the things I'm trying to focus on, from my health, from family, from work, from side hustle, friends, and passion. There's a lot I'm trying to achieve on my plate. As some of you know me fairly well, some of my ambitions, it's hard to achieve within one lifetime, but it's something I feel is tangible if you do discipline yourself properly. If you have the drive and the patience, you can achieve it. And a lot of that has to do with balance. When I want to focus about balance in the next few recordings, it's really talking about, what really is balance, and is there a myth of balance versus what actual balance is. I'm not going to go into many details in this recording. It's really about documentation, and I want to talk about too, taking advantage of the platform that I'm currently utilizing. Actually, being able to record my internal and external journey within the Inner Black Sheep, and I felt that's very powerful. Not only am I going to be able to go back and look at this, years from now, I know that I have friends and family who are venturing into entrepreneur realm similar to me, and I feel these videos can actually help them. I've done a lot of things. I say things and I've done things that a lot of people, would like to say and like to do, and they hesitate. Yet I've always been one of those who just kind of just does it, and I've realized through different things that I've done that people kind of observe, and they realize, there's not a lot of backlash, or, not a lot of negative comments. That's okay. I can do that as well. So I'm hopeful that my documentation videos that I have is really giving you a glimpse of, the rawness, the authentic self of me as I'm creating these, and because it gives me the ability to mess up. I just had something flicker in my eyes, and that's okay. Like, I want this platform to talk about, or not necessarily talk about, I want this platform to be real. I'm going to give credit to Gary Vee. I was listening to his audiobooks because I'm not a big fan of physical books themselves. I struggle with that, and I don't know where I'd be before Audible. And even a direct report of mine many years ago, she had come up to me one time. She was like, oh, have you ever listened to audiobooks? And I was like, no, I haven't. She's like, you know what, you sound like them, you should. And she sent me her 3 recommendations at the time. I humbled myself, and, I started listening to them, and I haven't gone back since. I felt that, it was, certifying that, I am, in the right direction, and B, it's really understanding and learning, from experts. They talk about how ultimately everything we're trying to achieve in life, somebody's already done it. There's an expert out there, so why recreate the wheel? There's some things that, will be new and different, but it's really about evolving what's already there. And what I really appreciated about Gary Vee and his books, Crushing It and Crush It, which I do recommend to all of my listeners. They're really great books, and it talked about the ability to document, something that, himself and others were wishing they would have done sooner. To think about going back to their younger age, or even at the very beginning, and say, hey, when you're grandparents, or, you have other, nieces and nephews, and then they can, go back and say, oh, what was it like? What did you do? As embarrassing as it may be looking at these videos right now, it's not embarrassing, but it maybe will be as I improve. But it's something to be able to capture that, and then besides that, the book also talked about, the power of the different social media platforms, and it's not just for biz, which is short for business. And it's really about, leveraging them appropriately, Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, Instagram, and not take something and just copy and paste it to another, not take a link and then just, link to another. And I'm guilty of both. It's funny because as I was reading all these, different books and things like that, or listening to all these books, it talked about start. So I started. And then as I got further on in the chapters, or, additional books, they started giving me this advice. So, I guess better late than never, but, it's true. It's really about how do you focus on what it is. With Facebook, what I'm really trying to do is have those raw videos, non-edited, just go straight through it. Your content, and what you want to talk about. And then, as I continue in 2021, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna activate my Instagram. I'm gonna show different things there. I'm gonna, get podcasts, which the podcasts need to be more scripted. They need to be more edited, because it's really about capturing, the 20 minutes, 30 minutes to an hour. If I want to take that long, your full attention. You don't want to have stutters and, hesitations and things of that nature. But I feel the Facebook part of it, I can't, because it's real, it's raw, it's authentic, it's genuine. So that's really something that I grabbed from that advice. And, and back to, my previous report, who now is a great friend, Jackie Hayden, who used to be Alvarez, I appreciate that, and thank you for, seeing the way that I articulated things, and suggesting the audiobooks, because it's gone a long ways. And, that's great. As well as, thank you for the friendship that we have. I'm glad that our kids will be able to grow and, have a long-term relationship because of the friendships that we have. So that's, so I'm really grateful for that. And then, as I continue on, with this journey, it's really about, allocating the time, the commitment, the priorities, and, just being on top of it. And I'm not perfect. You can just ask my wife, Fong. There's no way that I've mastered all of this, and I've achieved all of this. It's not about mastery and telling you, oh, I'm the expert or the guru and any of this. That's not true. What it is, it's about authentically showing you the raw trueness of a journey to create something. My something is the Inner Black Sheep, and Gomez Corporation and so forth. And which is, the great thing is both my companies evolve around helping people. That is my passion. One is more of, Gomez Corporation is basically about investing in people's passions. So that way if you're working, it's what you're passionate about. It's yours, it's tangible. And the Inner Black Sheep is really about understanding your authentic self, understanding who you are. And then from there, having the life you want to have in the future that you're hoping to have. So they kind of work, hand in hand. One is about establishing yourself, and then beyond that, if you want to continue and grow, business wise, that's where Gomez Corporations comes to mind. And at the time right now, we're establishing the board and educating ourselves and really understanding business as it is. We doing our research and making sure that we're prepared for that, and building up capital so that we can properly invest in those of you who are passionate about different aspects. And then, because I tell them, if it keeps you up at night in a good way, it's something that I'm willing to invest in. I'm not one to want to invest in a stock market, things like that, but I will invest in somebody's passion. I know people, I understand people, and that's something that I will risk when it comes to that. But this isn't about Gomez Corporation. This is about the Inner Black Sheep. And, today was really about, setting the stage for Series 2, which is going to be balance, And I talked about when I post, let's make 2021, our year. And I feel that it's possible. And I feel that, going through these different series that I'm going to record can really start getting us in that direction, getting us to say, this is our year because we found who we are. We, apprehended it. We acknowledged it, and we accepted it. And then from there, we're able to grow from those building steps, from those three, areas of discovery to really get to where we want to go. Because at the end of the day, with Series 2, talking about balance, without balance, we can never accomplish anything. And that's what I'm going to talk about in the next few videos in the series. So with that, have a great day. I'm hoping you guys are doing well. I hope that Series 1 was beneficial for you, and it really talked about, myself. I was putting myself out there for you. Again, it wasn't my whole story, but it was a bit of my story. So that can help you starting to understand yourself, starting to understand, my journey of understanding the 3 A's of discovery. And then after balance, we'll see if I dive right into the 3 A's or if we continue on to different areas that I want to touch. There's a lot of areas I do want to cover within 2021, and we'll take it from there. So again, thank you, everybody. Appreciate all the feedback. Appreciate all the positive comments that I've received from you guys. Those who've reached out who want support and help. This is the start. Understanding balance in your life is what's going to get you to the next level. So with that, again, have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.